Hi, you guys. It's me again, Ethar. I hope everyone is doing phenomenally well, and everyone's doing fantastic. Hopefully, um, um, I hope everyone's fantastic. Um, hope everyone's doing great, and things are not too bad. Alhamdulillah. I guess you have to be grateful and thankful, right, for everything. But I just wanted to do this real quick video just to sort of just to sort of like give another update or whatever. A really spastic update on sort of what's been happening these days on my end. Um and stuff like that. And so um the update that I want to give is that um I want to say that, like, in terms of my, like, class schedule and stuff, for my graduate studies, um my classes start um next month, May 13th. um and so I have that coming up. It's funny because I guess, yeah, they start May 13th, and in about 4 weeks or so, or yeah, around 4 weeks, I guess, like a month from now. So they start May 13th. Um, so right now, so like my major or whatever, the major that I'm doing, um, is um English as a second language. Um, so I'm doing English as a second language, teaching, and so you know, what am I doing? Okay, um, uh, so I'm doing English. What am I doing? Why am I so tired? I just sit. I can't, like, I just want to lie down and stuff. Sorry. So, doing my major for my graduate program is TESOL, um, which stands for teaching English to speakers of other languages. And so, you know, I'm looking forward to it. I sort of, I get to, like, help teach students from, like, a wide range of cultural and, like, linguistic backgrounds. And so, I know that a lot of the students that come through this program, the ESL program, um, a lot of them will be like, they come from, like, a Spanish speaking origin. And some students will come from an Arabic speaking background, like somewhere in the Middle East, like, Iraq or Syria or Lebanon or Saudi Arabia, Yemen, Sudan, like where I'm from. North Africa, East, sort of Northeast Africa, and the Middle East, and North Africa, Morocco, all those cool places. They're all cool places, lovely places. And, you got a lot of like Spanish speaking students coming through, sometimes ESL, which is wonderful, get to be bilingual and have like two languages that you can speak. You know, I it's funny because like I love Spanish. I like the Spanish language quite a lot. It's funny for me because like I took Spanish in high school. Um, I took like 3 years of it of Spanish in high school, and I remember some of it. Some of it I kind of forgot by now, but um, I remember some Spanish. Like, you know, I think nombre is a name. So like, if I want to say like, my name is Ethar, I'd be like mi nombre es Ethar, and mi donde Sudan. I'm from Sudan, and um, yeah, I can also comprehend. Like, mi comprende español porque I can understand. Like, I have just a few words here and there, and maybe like some basic sort of words like casa and leche, house and milk, and camisa, blouse or shirt, and then pantalones and stuff like that. But I have to. The good news about this whole situation, though, is that I'm taking Spanish in the fall semester, so I'm taking like college level, like a introduction to Spanish, to the Spanish language, and I'm taking like, it's funny because like for the teaching English as a second language major, they actually make you take like foreign language. And I wanted to do Arabic originally just because that's my like native language, like my home language. We speak it at home, in the Sudanese dialect at home, of Arabic, but I noticed that they only, at my college they only have like for some reason like introductory and intermediate level Arabic, and I want to sort of like I think I'm a little bit like beyond that a little bit, just because like in the introductory classes they sort of teach you like the alphabet and alif beta, the ABCs of the Arabic language, and just sort of basic grammatical sentence structure type of things. But for me, I kind of wanted to see if I could get beyond that. Like, but I noticed they didn't have any like upper level Arabic classes. Cause when I was in undergrad, I actually tested out of my foreign language requirement completely by like I sort of tested out of having to take a foreign language because I just sort of had a little bit of proficiency in Arabic, and so I got to test out of it and take like the proficiency test, and after that like I was like clear, like I didn't have to take the foreign language requirement. But right now with my TESOL, my master's program here, I'm not sure like maybe like if they have like an advanced class coming up. I noticed they didn't in this coming semester, so I thought I could just take like Spanish, and then I could like get the hang of it, and maybe I could like learn Spanish, some basic Spanish, and I think that'll really help me out too as a teacher. So I could sort of have like a few different like languages that I might know sort of like the whole English, Arabic, Spanish thing. A lot of people I notice like here in Northern Virginia and in like the greater DC area, like they like a lot of the immigrants from Africa and the Middle East and stuff, North Africa, whatever. In the Middle East and stuff, they actually they speak. Arabic and English, right? But in high school, like they might have taken like Spanish in high school and been exposed to some basic Spanish in school, so they sort of are trilingual, sort of like they can comprehend like a little bit of Spanish and they speak Arabic as their native language, like they're sort of like heritage speakers in Arabic and English. Like if you grew up in America, of course, like you're gonna know English pretty well and whatever. I mean, you can speak it and stuff. So, um, it's really funny because languages in general, I think, are very useful. Like it's very good to like, I guess, be bilingual or just to know sort of like these sort of like these like these widely spoken languages like Arabic and Spanish, or even like French and um, Russian and stuff. Like all sort of like these ones that are like really like or Chinese like Mandarin or Cantonese, or just sort of like these very widely spoken languages. I think that helps. That can only help, especially if you're sort of like in nonprofit work, or you're like a ESL teacher. Like I'm trying to become, like with teaching English as a second language. I think it helps if you sort of know more than one language already, like because that'll give you like an understanding of your students, and it'll help you to sort of see their position, like so you can sort of see where they're coming from and put yourself in their shoes, sort of, because um, it's not easy learning English or any language for the first time or whatever. Like it takes a lot of guts really to do that, because it could be a challenge because you're not completely used to it yet, and I guess you haven't like fully lived in, like you haven't assimilated, you haven't like lived in the new country for like a long time to like really absorb it. But I think um I think language and learning new languages is fantastic. Like, it's like a bridge between worlds, sort of. I mean, it's funny because like, you can connect to other people from different parts of the world without knowing their native language. There's so many like translators and interpreters out there. There's so many like, ways that you can have that like connection with different people without speaking their language. So you don't have to worry if you're not like bilingual, or you don't, uh, you know, you're only knowing English, because you know everyone comes from somewhere. We all have a language that we speak. I'm sure people around the world, a lot of people wish they knew English, because that's sort of like the lingua franca of the world, sort of. I think it's because of like British colonialism, actually, colonialism. Because like in Sudan, where I'm from, English is like one of the official languages, because like Sudan was under colonial rule by the British, and so was like I think Egypt and most of the Middle East and Asia. In India they speak English like perfectly over there, and you kind of wonder why too. Like their English is better than a lot of native speakers. Like they know the language way better, and you think why? British India, like I should say that, but like colonialism, and it's not British India, it's just India, right? But because I'm talking about like the British rule over India, and you know their English is like perfect over there. A lot of people from there, it's just like impeccable English. Like they know the language inside out better than Americans, or some British people. Like they're just so intelligent over there. They know what's up, and um, not just India and Sudan and stuff, but Pakistan and Afghanistan, they know English very well over there. A lot of people do. Because it's just, it's become like the lingua franca of the world, right? Like, it's just so prevalent, sort of. And, and, it's so emotional how English became so universal, and the colonialism really gave us English. It makes you want to cry. It's so weird. No, but I feel like, at least now we're like, we know English now because, if nothing else, colonialism sort of gave us like English. Because now I can like communicate with people and stuff from, in one language, sort of. One language, like one common language, lingua franca or whatever. But, you know, um, it's really funny. It's really weird and interesting. Like, because the world has become like such a melting pot. Like, you have people from like different parts of the world, and they're so kind and so intelligent. Like, they know what's up. Like, some of my, like, my heroes are like, you know, um, certain people in Sudan who are there and who are living, and also like past figures in Sudanese history. And then you have all the heroes in like from like Asia and Latin America, South America, and Europe, and there's some good people all around the world. Um, you know, like Mother Teresa. And then you have like all the prophets and all of the like freedom fighters and all everybody who's like really cool. It's like so international these days. I don't know why, but like I like the idea that like we're all sort of connected to each other. Um, and of course, like you read in history about like all the pain and suffering that people went through, and to help build like a better world. Um, like international struggle or whatever, like sort of like human struggle. Um, and it's funny because like yeah, I mean life is hard, I guess, but it's difficult, But uh, yeah, I mean it's not easy, I assume. Um, but so you know, I decided to sort of like um do ESL or TESOL or whatever it's called, like teaching English as a second language, and hopefully it goes okay. Um, I was like really, 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 really nervous and scared about like this whole teaching thing. I was like so nervous and so scared about it because I tend to be kind of like I just sort of had a lot of like problems in my past, and I didn't think I could do it. I didn't think I could be a teacher. I didn't. I was second guessing myself like literally every second, and I was like, how can I do this? Like, why am I bothering? Why bother? Because you can't do it anyway. Sort of, and for all of my like sort of like positivity most of the time, and I try to stay positive as much as I can, but I had some doubts about going into teaching. I was scared because there's so much sort of that goes into it because you have to like talk to parents and your principal and students all the time, and it's a talk based profession, and so I guess that's why I was scared and nervous. I was strong. I was sort of like telling myself like, what if this isn't for you? Shouldn't you like go into like to myself? I was thinking like, shouldn't you go into like writing something writing related because um or like nonprofit communicate like nonprofit fundraising and something that you can just sort of do in your own sphere, and you wouldn't have to like get up and present a lesson and stuff in front of people and whatever. um, because I'm interested in like high school teaching and like middle school, elementary school seems cool too. But They seem kind of young and like too young, sort of, because my age group, my preferred age group is like upper elementary all the way to high school. I think that's like my age group. Although people tell you like some of the um attitudes and because you're in high school and stuff, you're and middle school, you're sort of still like discovering yourself and trying to figure out who you are as a person. So I think that's where some of like the sassiness comes out, like some of the like difficultness comes out. Just because you don't know who you are and it's confusing, it's hard. It's difficult being a teenager because it's like sort of like that awkward phase between like young adulthood and youth, like for like childhood. Like you're not a child anymore, but it's more like sort of like that, like a weird in between phase or something. But all ages are lovely. Actually, it's what you make of it. Of course, it's like how you present yourself, what you make of life, and I think all ages are equally cool. Actually, so from like infancy all the way to like old age, everyone is cool, whatever age they are, whatever stage they are in life. But in terms of like teaching, teaching and going into teaching as a career, I think that you know, so like I'm thinking like fourth, fifth grade, like upper elementary, and sixth grade, like all the way to high school, 12th grade. So I want to avoid like kindergarten through third grade, sort of, just because, no, nothing against like the little ones, nothing against like the infants and stuff. No, not infants, but like nothing against like the very young children. But I think for me, it's funny because you know, I just think they're a little bit like too young. At first, because at first I thought I might want to teach like elementary. I thought that was like my thing, sort of like my age group is like elementary school, all ages of elementary. But then I sort of like, um, I job shadowed at a preschool, and I was like, and it was a good experience. I learned a lot from it, but that day was like, I don't know if this is like my age group because they're very young, and I don't know if there's like some real learning, like real academics going on at that age because they haven't even learned how to read yet at that age. Because they're only like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Still, they're still getting it. So I was like, okay, why not just try to teach like high school or middle school, English as a second language and English. I think they let you like combine ESL and English sometimes. Like if you get an endorsement, like they let you do like both endorsements. But I was like, okay, yeah, why not just try to teach high school and middle school ESL and stuff, and English too, even if you can, and see if that might work out. You get to meet kids from many different parts of the world. Hopefully, you get to meet people from like the subcontinent and Spanish speaking people, students, and from all over the world. You get to meet people from all walks of life, and that's cool. I think I made the right choice, even though I'm very nervous about it. And one other thing I sort of wanted to mention about going into ESL and going into like teaching as a career. One other thing I sort of want to mention is that um I want to teach at an alternative school for like the beginning part of my career at least. Like I want I want to teach like at an alternative high school or middle school. And I actually I applied already to like an alternative high school here in Loudoun County, Virginia. Here in like the area, I think it's in like a certain city here in Loudoun County, in Northern Virginia. So I hope like I get the job or at least get an interview. Um, I don't know if they needed like a teaching license already, but because a lot of schools they let you teach, like they consider you, they let you like teach and stuff on a something called a provisional license. A provisional license, so like I think a provisional license is sort of um it's sort of like a starting license or like credential. It's like you haven't earned your teaching licensure yet, but you're like getting there. You're in a program to get your full credentials and your full licensure as a teacher in a public school or whatever. Like you're in like a college program or something or like a graduate school program to become a teacher, and so I guess I could be considered as having as eligible for a provisional license because I haven't, I didn't apply for any license yet or anything because I'm just starting like my first semester this summer in May, and so I haven't like the whole licensing thing. Um, I don't think I have my provisional license yet, or maybe or maybe it's considered that anyway. So like maybe it's considered that like you sort of um maybe it's like I do have a provisional license, because I don't know, but like the whole credentialing licensing thing. I know for a fact though that a lot of schools they allow you to teach even if you haven't finished like your program and you're not licensed yet as a teacher. They let you um they let you teach either as like an assistant or like actually the main teacher because because like they understand that you're working towards your licensure. And I think people these days are desperate for teachers actually, like schools, because I think there's a shortage of teachers actually lately because it's people leave and it's hard to fill these positions, I guess. um they need to like incentivize people to join because it can be rough. It's not, I guess it's not the easiest job in the world, but it is what it is. It's what you make of it. You have to have a positive attitude always. um Hang in there, and you can make a big difference in teaching, even in teaching and education. Why not? It's what you make of it. It's how many lives you touch, and you can do it. You can. Don't let anybody tell you you can't, and don't second guess yourself too much. Don't take it easy and relax. Don't beat yourself up over it, and try to like get outside more and get some fresh air because that'll like really help your head. Because it's like when you're like in your room and you're sort of like ruminating over stuff, it can get really difficult. I mean, it can get really uncomfortable for you. You start to like feel sad and anxious and down and paranoid even or whatever. So don't don't do that. Like try to like journal and try to get moving. Maybe like exercise a little bit more, or you could even try to like go downstairs and like cook a meal, try to like prepare your dinner, or go outside, take a walk, or just try to be productive. Because like for me, like when I'm just sort of like sitting, moping around, and all that. I feel like that increases my depression and stuff like that. Because it can get very dismal. But you have to like keep that energy moving, and you have to keep your spirits up somehow, and you know hang in there, I guess. Because like it's hard to like live sometimes. It's hard to live moment to moment sometimes for me because um it's hard. I assume it's difficult. Everybody's got problems, right? But I think what you have to do is like you have to like slow it down and relax and breathe sometimes. But back to what I was saying about the alternative school that I want to teach at. So I applied. Hopefully they accept me, even though I haven't earned my license yet, but teaching license. But hopefully they consider me at least, accept me for an interview. So I can just so they can just sort of like see me and talk to me and be like, I can like sort of like present my case like, okay, I'm working towards my master's in teaching English as a second language right now. I'm very dedicated to the teaching profession, even though I'm not a teacher yet. I don't say that though. I won't say that part, but I'll just be like, I'm dedicated. I'll show up every day, and I have some experience in tutoring and working at like a food bank, if that counts, and volunteering with like and I was actually like a ABA technician too, but I have a little bit of work experience and being around like youth and young people and kids, and I was like, and I have my my bachelor's in English lit, liberal studies, and so I was like, okay, you know, so I'm gonna present my case during the interview, if I even get the interview and stuff. But if I make it to the interview phase, because I applied yesterday, and I hope like the school will call me back for an interview. Um, and it's funny because like you know like with alternative schools, it's interesting. It's cool because I think this is my sort of niche. Like this is where I might fit in more. I mean, I feel also like I needed an alternative school back when I was in high school and middle school even. Like I don't think that regular traditional public school was right for me at all. I don't think that was the right environment for me. I went to a very large high school, right? And not next extreme. It was like 1,600 people, like 1,600 students. So it was like close to like 2,000 people in that school, man. And it was like, um, it was a little bit uncomfortable for me. Um, Not just the huge like population, but I'm the type I just sort of I needed like something smaller and something more close knit. And with alternative schools, they a lot of times they're big on special needs and people, students, and so like they or students with some type of like condition, because I'm diagnosed as like having a mental illness called it's like a thought disorder, like schizoaffective disorder, and I take meds for it. And I've been on meds for it for a while, but many years actually, a long, long time. But you know, with these with these schools, they actually with these alternative schools, they actually help provide a better environment for students who need like a alternative environment, sort of, for their education. Because a lot of like students, they whether they're lower, they come from like a very modest income, like lower income background, and they might have like work obligations in addition to their studies in high school. They might be pregnant or have a kid, or just immigrants, and non-English speaking, and just very kind of like limited ESL students. So this is, I think alternative schools, they do make a difference. They do help. They do provide like a more supportive environment for sort of like at-risk students and marginalized students. And it's of course it's hard to sort of produce like a perfect environment for a marginalized population, but the thing is they're very small. They're much much smaller in size, and I think only like a couple hundred students at most at an alternative school, and they're designated as alternative schools. So it might even have alternative in its title, the name of the school itself. So, and for the most part, you need like a referral from your guidance counselor to attend such a school, or I don't think it's just like a lot of them. I don't think it's just like anybody, like open enrollment sort of, or like it's not just like the idea is that like it's for students who need like actual like more supportive environment, sort of close knit and smaller, and has like strong ESL services, maybe like because the non-English speaking population is so big there or something, or a lot of students too, they might, like I said, they might be like pregnant or have like a small child at home, or something to sort of like impede their studies, and they can't really flourish in like these big high schools that are just sort of not individualized to each student, sort of. Maybe that's not the best like explanation or definition of what a alt school is, like alternative schooling, but I think that it's a great idea. I would have went when I was in school because I didn't enjoy high school and stuff. I did finish like through homeschooling. Like my last year and a half of high school, I was actually homeschooled, and then I went to community college, and then I went to like a 4 year state school, commuter school. I commuted from my home here in Nova, Northern Virginia, and I finished off my college education online through distance learning. So I can see like the benefit of like these sort of alternative schools, because I guess I was such like a non-traditional student or something. Like I didn't, because I was homeschooled, and then I commuted to college, and I also was in junior college. So like I went through the whole like it was just like a very, I guess looking back on it, it was just like a very it's kind of like an unusual sequence for me, because I guess if you think about it, like once, like for one thing, like I graduated from homeschooling. Even though I did attend high school, but like my last year I was homeschooled and stuff. So I, for one thing, like I was homeschooled, and then I went to community college, and then I went to 4 year school in my area, just driving to and from. Like I didn't live on campus or anything for that. I was just sort of, I drove there because it's like a commuter school actually. So it's in the area for me, and and I finished off my studies online actually. I transferred and finished it off online at a different school, with a different school. And so, I did like the online learning. I did in person through commuting to class and coming back home and stuff. I did homeschool. I did junior college. So I sort of like had the full buffet sort of like alternative sort of choice, sort of like different formats of learning, and sort of like different environments and different ways of acquiring education, one's education. Uh, so, now I'm trying to become a teacher at an alternative school while I finish my master's in English as a second language, teaching English as a second language. I hope it goes okay. But it's funny because I was usually really shy. I'm really shy and stuff. I don't know if I'll really be good as a teacher, but you have to try it. I guess you have to try. You can try it, and I plan to continue on with it for as long as possible. Like my whole life. Like I don't think like with teaching and stuff. Like I don't think that. I think I'll just retire as a teacher. Like I don't think that I'll like be a career switcher. I'm hoping to just stay as a teacher my whole career, because I don't really want to switch careers or anything. But if I do, I might become like a school librarian or something. Like, just stay in the school as a librarian in the library over there, down the hall or whatever. So it's the same thing almost. You're still like teaching people, but like in a different way. So it's like in a different way. But yeah. So I think teaching. I just want to like be a teacher forever and ever and ever. I don't want to be a career switcher. There's nothing wrong with that, with changing it up, and sometimes like you need that. You need that sometimes. Not everybody's different, and sometimes you really do need to. If it's not working for you anymore, I would say switch it too. Actually, because you're not meant to suffer at your work. It's not meant to be like a suffering thing. I think it's not meant to be like this painful thing every day. Um, know not everybody has the luxury to like sit and wonder what to do with their life because they need income right away. I mean, for me, I'm still living at home with my parents in my parents' place, and they were very nice. They're very welcoming, and there was no pressure for me to like move out. Very soon after I finally graduated college, there was no pressure to like go out and live on my own. Because I think part of that is because like we're from Sudan, we're Sudanese, we're like very try to be like very close knit, and we try to like from our culture over in Sudan and stuff. Most immigrants I assume are like this. Most sort of like indigenous people around the world, native populations around the world and stuff, they don't really pressure their kids to like leave very quickly after graduating college or whatever, or once they turn 18 or 19 or 20, because it's hard to it could be like mom, dad, I haven't figured it out yet, and I'm not financially stable yet, and if you are, that's good too though, but some a lot of people, they haven't figured it out yet fully, so where are they supposed to go? They could go out and get their own apartment and just live and get a job and stuff, but it's hard if you don't have like a good source of income from your job. So but like I was saying, like I assume most people, a lot of people, they don't have like the luxury to like sit and like wonder like what am I gonna do with my life and where do I fit in, because they just need the money. So they just go to their job and they don't like it. They hate their jobs. And I feel for them because that's painful. Because it's not natural to work at a job and be in an environment that you're not happy in. So I encourage people to, if they can, I encourage like the whole thing of like increasing one's education and one's skill level, maybe, or maybe just changing the environment. You don't have to like go through like schooling all over again, right? That's like that's kind of like condescending and rude because not everybody even has that luxury. So I shouldn't like say like to gain like better schooling or whatever, because it seems like a lot of jobs they require like school, and the higher paying jobs or something, it seems that they require like some type of education to get there, whether it's like a nurse or um doctor or paralegal or teacher or whatever. Like it seems like all of those jobs, all those roles, they kind of like require like education to get there. They're sort of like classic middle class jobs, sort of, or it could be upper class too. Like you can make some good money as a nurse, and like if you're like a nurse practitioner or like sort of like a administrator nurse, sort of. Some of it is good income. Like it's I know a lot of nurses are struggling these days though because like it's they don't make tons of money. They're underpaid, right? Everyone's like underpaid in this economy these days because of the cost of living has risen, and I guess like it's just hard these days, because the wages haven't increased that much in comparison with the increase in cost of living. Because back in the day, like one job could actually like do it for you, like. But inflation and everything and all the economic problems today, it's making like independence and stuff like very difficult for people. So people are like squeezed, like they're trying, but it's not adding up for anybody. And and you give your best every day at your job, of course, at your work, and you try to work and you try to like do what you can, and you just try to like be a because people are trying to like be responsible and do the right thing and go out there and like earn the bread or something, but earn their way and like earn their living, but they're doing everything right. They're doing everything right. They're not doing anything wrong. They're doing they're doing everything right, checking all the boxes and stuff, but it's still not adding up and stuff. Like the bread and butter part of it is not adding up for them. They're suffering, man. People are suffering, and it's funny because like I was like volunteering actually at like Catholic Charities here in Sterling, in Virginia, in Northern Virginia, and like people are like struggling. Like, I mean, a lot of people came in for their donations and stuff, at the food pantry, and I could tell like, cause like, I could tell that like a lot of people came through there just, and this was like last year in 2023. And I love Catholic Charities. They're a cool organization. I love them. Um, I think with poverty and stuff, it's. I think part of the answer is increased community resources, increased help, increased financial assistance, maybe. Um, and I believe in like increased skills and education if you can. I know it's like I believe in self help. That's what I'm trying to say. But like, I know that I'm not gonna like. I wouldn't go around telling people to do this because they know, but they just don't have the resources or the time or anything like that to really like go to school. And it's just become so. Although it's harder when you're in like a low paying job. You know, it's hard. I think the financial help and the resources for people should be like way stronger, because that'll help them like move into what they want to do in life. Upward mobility, sort of. And I imagine everybody has their own like they have dreams. They have ambitions and dreams for themselves. So, but it's just that poverty makes it hard. So it's sort of like a catch-22, sort of. It's like a vicious cycle, sort of like a stuck situation. Like you don't know what to do, where to go. Yeah, it's a mess, But I think we need to have each other's backs more, and society like individual effort, but there's like supposed to be like communal help, like okay, it goes hand in hand, like the whole thing of like individual responsibility and community help. Um, because no one can live your life but you, obviously, but you need a hand, a helping hand, many helping hands. Like nobody's in a vacuum. Nobody can live alone. But can make it all by themselves. You know, but I think it's like um, it's like a combination, of combo. It's like a combo of individual responsibility and effort and community effort to help uplift each other up. Because nobody wants to stay down. Nobody wants to be down. It's not a fun situation to be in. In my opinion, that's my opinion of it. I don't know, but yeah. But back to like the whole alternative school thing. I mean, I think this is the thing with alternative school. I think um I think that's my that's my environment. Like I want to do that as a teacher. I don't want to like as an ESL teacher or whatever, English teacher or whatever. Um, I want to teach at an alternative school just because it caters like it it's made for like the marginalized student, sort of. You know, I know that they're not a lot of, there's not like there's not a ton of alternative schools just lying around all around like the country, or else it wouldn't be alternative. It wouldn't be like a special like different option for people. Yeah, it's sort of few and far between in number and stuff, but I think that's what I want to do. Sort of like each one teach one and stuff like that. Like from the movie Precious. That movie's so cool. Uh, the actresses there were and the actors there were phenomenal. But I think I think I wanna teach at an alternative school. Um, sort of like Miss Rain from the movie Precious, based on the novel Push by Sapphire. Lovely, 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 lovely stuff. Like that movie was just phenomenal. I think it's my like it's like my preferred. It's like my preferred movie. Like فيلمي المفضل. فيلمي المفضل. Like my favorite film. Like it's so cool. It's just it like Precious, like the movie. It just shows you so much about human life and human struggle. It's very sad at times, but That is the story of life. That's that's how life is sometimes. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. You know, all thanks to God who created us and gave us purpose and gave us blessings and love and gratitude and happiness. Don't forget the happiness. And it's all about love, happiness, faith, if you so choose. I don't judge people for not having belief in God, because we all have different outlooks on life. Or some people just haven't thought of it that much. They haven't thought about the whole thing of God and how are we here, why are we here, and all that sort of theological um, mess. It's a mess sometimes, mess, but I just believe in God. I just believe in God, and I'm a Muslim as well. I'm Muslim because my family, we're Muslim, and but I don't. It's not like a label that I um get too deep into, or because some people are like atheists even, and some people, they're good people, and some people are Christian, Jewish, Buddhist, Jainism, which is lovely religion. I love it. I just love religion in general. I love it. Like Hinduism, and you know what else is there? There's tons of religions actually. It's like everybody has their own thing going on. But in terms of like religion and it helps you through the hard times. It helps me through like the difficult moments of life, knowing that like there's a reason for every season. There really is, and a reason for every season, even the bad ones. That you wouldn't be that way. You'd rather not have them. But there's a brighter day always, and everything has like it's an ending to it. Like you know, there's like forgiveness and a lot of light at the end of it. Because God is merciful. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is merciful. The Lord is merciful, and the Lord who created us and all that stuff. So I tend to not worry too much about like the differences between us, and like whatever like the theological differences between us, or the demographic, like religious or lack thereof between us, like the, what is it called, like I guess religion is demographics, right? Like, 'cause some people are like atheists and other people are religious, or whatever. So it's like, how would you classify that? Like, I'm talking about like, regardless of like the religion question, or the religious question, or regardless of like whatever, I think that we're all the same, obviously, and we're all children of God. I, I know there's a creator, right? But a lot of people, they don't believe that. They just can't. They don't believe that. No, they don't believe in that. That's okay. That's okay. Because He loves us all equally. You know, God believes in you even if you don't believe in God. God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, like the creator, He loves you even if you don't love it. So, um, and I say it because it's not a male, it's not a he or anything. We just say that, but it's not he and it's not she. Um, and it's not really it, like a thing, like a physical like thing, but it's like a spiritual being. But it's really interesting. I love God. That thing. But I don't want to like get too deep into it. I believe with all my heart, I really do. Deep down, I know there's a God and there's a creator, and I know that everything happens for a reason, and you know, we're here for a reason. Um, I respect everybody's beliefs, though. I know there are a lot of atheists and agnostics. You know, Everybody has a valid point. There might not be a God because it's a question of faith, really. It is faith, you know. There might not be. You might die after we die. It just might be nothing, you know. But I have a hard time reconciling that, you know, because like if there's something now, how can there be nothing after? Like, why would death just, you know? And if there's nothing after death, no one would know about it. Like if there's nothing after death, after we die, then no one would even know because it's like there was nothing, you know. There was nothing. Okay. And so, you know, if you really think about it, like, if you think about it, like, you know, put on your thinking caps, you know. If you put on your thinking caps, and it's like, okay, it's like, dang, like, okay, let me think about this. Let me, like, you know, let me, like, think about this. Like, how, how, or whatever, like, why even? Like, you know, you keep on, like, thinking, like, um, I hope my brother doesn't hear me downstairs. Like, I have my brother here with me in the house. Like, he's like downstairs. I hope he doesn't like hear me talking to myself about like God and stuff. But you know, but we're Muslims, so everyone in my house is Muslim, so it's normal for us. So we're talking about that spiritual creator and stuff. So, but you know, I think that like in terms of like the question of like the afterlife and God and religion and stuff, it's very interesting. You know, very interesting. I think there is. I know there is. But if you don't, that's okay. You know, I'm trying to be like very chill about this whole thing, and I'm not. I don't judge. I don't know if this thing is getting recorded here. No, it is. It's getting recorded. Sorry, but like, I don't know if it's gonna like. Anyway, so I don't know if it's gonna like. I don't know if this video is like gonna save accurately. Like, I don't know what's. I don't know what's going on. Like, what is this like? It says 56 minutes and it's like rolling, but it is like recording. But I don't know if you know, I don't know if it's like gonna like when I press stop, I don't know if it's gonna like stop the video because I had like some horror stories with this recorder thing, man. Because like once I recorded like a whole entire video and like it didn't save, I thought it was like because the still was like frozen, the camera was like frozen, but it was like going like the numbers were rolling, the time was going. So I was like talking. It was like it was one of those like really good videos, man. About like it was like because like I feel like I spilled my heart in that video because I was like telling you guys like, oh, it's gonna be okay. Don't worry. If you're going through hard times, hang in there. It's one of those like cool, like, little like motivational heart to hearts. And then like I tried to replay and it would not replay. Like it just didn't get recorded. None of that got recorded. Not even the audio. So that was a shock. I was like, that was a shocker. I was like, what the hell? That was just awful. So I hope this thing gets recorded. I hope it reaches the interwebs. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. But who knows? Everything happens for a reason. There's a reason for every season. I don't know. I hope so. I hope it gets. Fingers crossed, right? Oh, by the way, do you guys like my medication box? Do you guys like this? Is all my medication here. It's like my meds box. This is like my little thing where I store my meds. These are all my meds. Some of them are like vitamin D, and this is like what my sister sent me. This is like a probiotic. It says here women's care probiotic. I never took this because I don't believe in women's care. I think it's just human care, so I'm not big on it. Besides, after it finishes, you'll take another one, and what's the point? Oh, I just eat yogurt sometimes to get the probiotic nutrients. This is a probiotic supplement. So it says like Renew Life, Women's Wellness. It's a very good company though. This is like my sister like swears by this stuff. It's like my older sibling sister. She's like, this is so good. So I was like, okay. She sent me it. Nice enough to send me it, and she's a very sweetheart. So she sent me this. Okay. Thank you, Yasma. I love you. Her name is Asma. So Renew Life, Women's Wellness, blah blah. Women's Health Probiotic. Wow, it says 25 billion CFU in each thing or in the whole thing. What CFU? I don't know. And it says 12 diverse strains of like probiotic, whatever. Helps maintain healthy. What? Oh, okay, so this is cool. It's like a women's supplement and stuff. Very cool. It's like pink. And this one here, this is like my medication. This is my other medication in the morning. And this is like some stuff here. And it's like my trusty. I actually took this from the box. I found it in my cupboard in the bathroom. I don't know like where it came from. I think it might have been Blanc Esma as well. So I'm like stealing our stuff and everything, and she sent me some nice presents. And thank you, Sissy. So what else? I don't wanna get all like crazy on you though. Like I don't wanna like rush this thing or whatever. But it's been like an hour. But um, you know, love grows here. Anyway, so like as I was saying, like I was saying, so like I believe in God very strongly. Allah, the Creator, spiritual being, and I love you guys. I wishing you a beautiful life, and you can make it. We can all make it. We can make it in this life, and even if we can't, the hereafter is nothing but like bliss and peace and quiet. Not quiet, but like joy, celebration with our family and our long lost family and friends, and love and God and spirituality and happiness, joy, peace, everlasting bliss. Never, just there's nothing better than that. It never ends in the hereafter. Like because we live forever in the hereafter. We die once. Well, whatever. Like, but I don't know. But like, I'm talking about like once our life is over. I mean, I know some people think like we live many lives, and sure, yeah, this could be like our millionth life right now, my millionth life, because like Nirvana, like you keep getting reborn into different or until you reach Nirvana. So, I think that's like a Hindu belief. Like, once you die, you don't just go straight to heaven. You sort of, well, you could. I think you could. Okay, in Hinduism, like, once you pass away, I think you can, depending on certain things, like, you go straight to heaven or Nirvana. But you could get reborn into a different form, and um, I think so. I'm not sure. I could be like messing up the whole thing, but I think like they believe in multiple lives. A lot of Hindus, that is, not all of them, but I think a prominent theme in Hinduism, right, is that you and I love Hinduism. It's like one of my favorite religions in the world. Like I love Hinduism. I love it. I love it. I love it. I can't say enough good things about it. I love all religions equally. I'm a universalist Muslim, so um, I don't believe in exclusivity or like only one way to God, one way to heaven, one way to bliss, one way to be in this life. You could be an atheist for all I care. I'm a universalist, right? Like, I think we should all be universalists because it's like that's the most like tolerant thing, the most tolerant like belief. I think Quakers are universalists and Muslims are universalists because in Islam, there's no judgment. Like, like there's no, Muslims don't have like a moral high ground. I think over like the regular over non-Muslims because, or just the regular average Joe and Jane out there who's not a Muslim because you know, you could be a Muslim and end up in hell in the hereafter because it's all about your deeds in Islam and how good of a person you were. And, I don't believe in hell personally, but because I think it's just like you go to heaven. But, in traditional Islamic theology, I think that, Muslims, even if you were a Muslim, like, there's no, like, guarantee in Islam because, if you're a bad person, like, you hope in God's grace, but it's not like, it's not like Christianity where like there is a savior who died for your sins and you're just guaranteed salvation and thereafter because you have the salvation and that's interesting. I like that. But we do have salvation in Islam, but it's only in like God's grace that you got salvation. And that's the same thing in Christianity and Judaism and everything, but all the religions of the world. But I Muslims, a lot of Muslims, in according to Islamic belief, a lot of Muslims will end up in hell for sure because they weren't good people. You know, they might have believed in God and believed in Islam, but their character and their morals were just down the toilet, man. So, you know, don't think just because you're Muslim, you're gonna be saved and go to heaven. Because that doesn't mean anything. That's just words that are coming out of your mouth, you know. But it's about your deeds, like, because you can't be Muslim and then go around, like, killing people and selling drugs and stuff, right? It's harmful. So you could be Muslim, but, you know, that doesn't mean anything. That's just a lip service, you know. You have to, you know. What if you, like, made fun of people, too, and as a Muslim? Like, you can't do that. You know, don't do that. What is that, brother? What is that, sister? It's like, brother, what is that? Sister. It's like, ugh. You know, because, like, anyways, so, you know, but seriously, like, according to, like, Islamic theology, you could be Muslim and, like, not make it in the hereafter. Like, you failed the exam because, you know, it's all about your deeds, your actions, your good deeds, and your bad deeds. And, in Surah al, I think Surah al Zalzala, right? No, so sorry, Surah al, in the Holy Quran, the ayah that goes like, the ayah that says, say it with me, like, what was it? The one that goes like, a lot of ayahs, a lot of verses in the Quran say this, but in specific, the one, uh, فأما من ثقلت موازينه فهو في عيشة راضية وأما من خفت موازينه فأمه هاوية. May Allah save us, but from any of His wrath and anger, and may we just choose to be good people and stuff. But in Surah Al Qari'ah, right? فأما من ثقلت موازينه فهو في عيشة راضية وأما من خفت موازينه فأمه هاوية وما أدراك ما هي نار حامية. And there's another, you know there was another thing too, but like the one that I was thinking about was which sort of was that? It lost me. Like I can't remember which one I was. I just sort of put that in as a filler, but there was a specific like verse in the Quran that was like raise your hair on your arm because it was like so powerful. Like it was like oh, I remember now. Okay, I think it was sort of the Zalzala, right? That he في القرآن الكريم القرآن الكريم the that verse in specific, the one that goes like um إذا زلزلت أرضها وأخرجت أثقالها. Oh yeah. Okay. Okay, sorry. I'm sort of downloading something in my brain, but there's a chapter in the Quran. It's called the quake or the earthquake, like the final sort of thing, and the end of times, right? And like, but there's a verse in it that goes like, um, يومئذ تحدث أخبارها بأن ربك أوحى لها يومئذ يصدر الناس أشتاتا ليروا أعمالهم فمن يعمل مثقال ذرة خيرا يرى ومن يعمل مثقال ذرة شرا يرى. Okay, so to translate that, in that chapter called the earthquake in the Quran, it says like people in the hereafter will like line up, I think physically line up actually to be shown their deeds. And I think each person gets it like automatically, but it's like a metaphor. I think it could be, but I don't think like each person, because there's like a lot of people. I don't think we're all just gonna be waiting in one line, sort of. Multiple lines. Okay, so to be actually shown like each deed that we did, and so whoever did like an atom's weight worth of evil, of good, sorry, will see it recorded in his book, in his record of deeds, and whoever does, even like the tiniest amount of good or evil, sorry, will also see it. So the verse says whoever does like even the tiniest bit of like the tiniest intentional, conscious sort of good, right? He'll see it recorded in his record. And it's only fair to, if you did good deeds, that's all you need to do, and we hope in God's mercy as well, because you know we fly to God on two wings, like hope and sort of like trepidation, sort of, because like I think everybody's gonna make it to heaven eventually, because but it's kind of complicated actually. It's not complicated, but we try to be good people. um as for hell and like punishment and stuff, and God's displeasure, some people were very evil in history and in the past and today even, but I don't worry about them. I don't know what that is. I don't know what's going to happen to them, in the hereafter, or like in God's book. May He forgive them, because like, why create somebody if you know they're going to do evil, and then just to like burn them in hell forever? Hell isn't forever. Heaven is forever, though. Even in Islam, there's a lot of indications that like hell isn't forever. The whole thing of like khaliduna fiha, khaliduna fiha. There's different meanings of the word khalidun, right? I don't think it's forever. uh, you know. So if it even, you know, I don't know. It's very interesting. So I don't want to get like too like, theological or something. But it's very interesting to read all that. Very interesting. So, you know, but I believe in heaven. I believe in love and mercy and God's mercy. You know, we want to be like washed in God's love and mercy, and we want like His forgiveness and stuff and His love. So that's it. And you don't have to get like too caught up in the weeds of it, like, and stuff, because some people are like really like, especially in Islam and stuff, some people are like very very like literalists and like legalists, and they just have to follow like the letter of the law, and if they don't follow like everything perfectly, they think that they're not Muslims even. I'm Muslim, but I'm not a literalist in that way, like, but I believe in it in a very absolute way, um in a spiritual sense. I believe in God sometimes, sometimes with no formal religion too, because I'm a universalist too, so it's okay. You know, I think the thing with like Islam and like Christianity and Judaism and all that. Okay, the thing is, it doesn't really matter which religion you follow or believe in or prefer or profess to believe in. It doesn't matter. It don't matter. Does it? It doesn't matter. No, because God is loves us all equally, and He's there for you. You don't even have to believe in God as long as you're a good person. You don't have to. You don't have to. Yeah, especially if you can't bring yourself to believe in that, or you just haven't thought about it that much or something. Um, but God loves you, and don't give up. He's always there for you. Um, when all else fails, when nothing seems to be going your way, when everything is crashing down around you, know that it happens for a reason. There's a reason for every season. Don't give up. Keep keep the hope alive. And God loves you. Underline that part. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Um. You know, it's a very long video, but I'm there for the long haul, man. Like, I want to be a real one in life. I don't want to just like be wishy washy and stuff. I want to be there for the long run. Okay, now that we're all moisturized and fed and watered and stuff, alhamdulillah. Um, cheers, Merry Christmas. Happy New Year's and Happy New Year's. Merry Christmas, sorry. Happy winter. Happy winter. I love winter. I was born in January. I see you guys. Happy spring. Happy April. April 13th. Saturday, April 13th. Bye. Um, bye. Ooh, thanks. My shirt is like ripped. I got this like from the clearance section. Bye. See you guys. I'm joking. Once I saw this little girl at like this place, the store, she kept on looking at me. She looked this cutest little girl with like red hair and stuff. She kept looking at me like she kept going like this. She kept going like she kept smiling at me, going like. I was like waving, laughing and waving. I was like, but I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know why she was doing that. Her mom was just like, just trying to like hurry up. She was like smiling too, but because she was like, what is this girl doing? Like, she was just like, I think she saw me, like, and she saw her daughter going, like, she's like, to me. And I was like, hi. I was like, okay. But she was like in her cart, like, because her mom's like pushing the trolley, the cart, and the little girl with the red hair was like in the cart, right, in that little place where you put your legs out like that and just sitting there, and the little girl kept like, she kept looking at me and like smiling and stuff. She was like, I swear to God, this happened. I'm not. And she was like, I was like, wow, wow, I'm not a freak. I guess someone likes me in life. She was like, I was like, wow. I was like, wait. I was like, at the time, I was like, what the hell? I was like, what the heck? I was like, hi, hi. And her mom was just like laughing, and the little girl was crazy. She was waving in a really weird way. She was like, just like, hello, because she was like tiny, and like, she was like in the cart, in the trolley, and she was like, hey. She's going like this too. She's like scrunched over and go like this. And then after a moment, she did it like twice at least. Like, I don't know anybody who waves like that. Don't you just usually go like this or something? Or why was she like? She was like, I was like, what are you doing? It's so funny. Like, kids are hilarious. They do anything. Maybe that's just her style, her way of waving and stuff. Okay, bye. Cause like I was like I'm like the youngest in my family, so I didn't have anybody like after me to like really see how kids are and stuff, how little kids are. So, but that little girl's hilarious. Okay, God bless you guys. Bye.
If you found the one, you should never give her up. I think it's the way life changes when in love, yeah. I surround my soul with the positivity. That's why I don't worry about the things that I don't see, yeah. These days I don't worry about much. I think we should have some more fun. I still dream about the days when we were young. I'll take a hit and still finish in one, yeah, yeah. Memory lane isn't that too far away from our hearts, yeah, yeah. The ones we keep close, we should never let go. So tell me who you love, baby. Take a moment to unwind, fix yourself and realign yourself with the world, baby. Breathe slow, baby, yeah. We should breathe slow.
No. Listen, y'all. These kids want to act up in school, want to go to school and embarrass you, want to make like they ain't got no home training. So I told my son, don't go to school and embarrass me no more. I take care of you, son. I give you anything you want. I discipline you. But you're going to embarrass me like this? No, so now I'm going to cut his hair, send him to school with a bald head. Don't embarrass me. I told him, don't embarrass me. No. I won't ever in my life ever humiliate my own DNA on a social media network. I've seen a lot of parents do that, and it actually made me cry. Humiliation can cause suicide and depression. Come on, I'm 26 and I know better than that. Come on, y'all. I do not respect that. Everybody have their own opinion. The people that might get mad with this video is the people that probably already embarrassed their child. You can discipline your child in their room. Take something away from them. If they act up, well, my sons, if they act up, I'm like, son, you can't play the game today. They act up again, I'm gonna say, son, you're gonna read a book all day today. You can't watch TV. That's it. Put your hands up. I love you too. I won't cut your hair, son. Now go play. Like, we living in a society now where people want to record how they discipline their child. Since when? What goes on in home should stay in home. And I cannot believe y'all, I'm 26 and all y'all 35 plus probably, the videos I done seen. And it's unbelievable. It's heartbreaking. But God bless y'all though. Y'all have a nice day.
You melt the ice behind my stone cold eyes. I turn to ashes, but only just sometimes. Inhale your smoke, but you still act surprised. It's not my fault when we end up capsized. You call me crazy now, but you don't understand. I'm calling out to you. Can you hear a thing? 'Cause you lit the match that ignites the flame. I'm the TNT, but you're the spark to blame. And it's fire, burning holes inside my brain. Feel the fire, heat that melts us down again. Now it's pouring through my veins, but I said you're the spark to blame. And it's fire, burning holes inside my brain. I know some days with you it's paradise, but now you spin me in a web with all your lies. Want you to feel the way I feel inside. I'm reaching out for help, you got me in a riptide. You call me crazy now, but you don't understand. I'm calling out to you. Can you hear a thing? 'Cause you lit the match that ignites the flame. I'm the TNT, said you're the spark to blame. And it's fire, burning holes inside my brain. Feel the fire, heat that melts us down again. Now it's pouring through my veins, but I said you're the spark to blame. And it's fire, burning holes inside my brain. Fire, be the wind to change my fate. Yeah, please just blow this flame away. And I hold on for rainy days. It feels like a decade, just please come and save me. And it's fire, burning holes inside my brain. Feel the fire,